think about any tutors that might have some reservations about placements outside of hospital? What would you say to them? I mean, sorry, you're a fantastic advocate, anyway, and I can't, yeah. What would you say? What are the key areas?
I'm only giggling because I've got both hats on, haven't I? So the module that Lauren's talking about is my module, which is now going to be more primary care focused, because when I wrote it, I was in community rehab, and now I'm in primary. So I think that's what I'm giggling about, is because yeah, certainly, and I think probably my experience now stepping into primary care is I will be bringing that to my teaching, and and that's one of the joyful things about having the split job role, is that I'm clinical and I teach on the module at the University of Plymouth course. So I will be bringing that anyway to my teaching. So I will be feeding in my clinical experience, I always do, into my teaching. And this will be another element for me to have learnt about, because I'm quite new in the role of primary care, and for us to be sort of discussing with that. So for our students' perspective, if they're worrying about going out in primary care, they've got, again, for them, they've got lecturing staff, clinicians that work in lots of different areas, and so we can have that discussion with them, we can have that conversation, we can be linked in and say, oh, this is what primary care is. And I think as well, so from that aspect, from the tutor's point of view, we're quite lucky in this particular uni, because I work in it. So if they have any concerns, they could just come and talk to me about it. They can come and discuss it with me. I think the main feeling in the university staff was it's really exciting. Certainly the placement team, it's a really exciting area to be developing into. And my old manager in my job before I moved to this one is the placement lead for one of the local trusts. So again, I'm linked in quite closely with him as well. So it gave a really good platform to say, okay, let's try it. Let's try a PCN placement. Let's try the frailty one. Let's look at how we could have MSK linked in with NHS MSK to give a student, a full outline of the different points of the journey, an MSK clinician and a different career aspects of that. So I think probably as educators or as clinicians out working, the thought of a student doing a leadership placement is a bit more abstract than coming out in a PCN placement. So for there to say, actually, but these are all the skills that they'll be learning in a leadership placement, so with taking a clinical hat off and saying, oh, well, what's a student going to benefit from that when they should be being a physio? Actually, you're already showing all the skills that are useful in leadership. And again, it's one of the ACP pillars. So it's something that our students should be knowing about now. We should be talking about it, because if they want to be going up these career pathways, then they need to know about leadership, they need to know about research, they need to know about academia, they need to know about clinical practice. So those things all fit in the pillars of where we want our students to start from and know where they're building to. Because somebody at Health Education England asked me recently when I started this job what my career path was, and when I told her, she said, yeah, no one's going to do that. Because it's been all over the place and a lot of it's been sort of self-directed, because there wasn't a clear pathway, and these pathways are being built now. So our students coming through, if they're getting experience in primary care, have already got that knowledge to be able to step onto the pathway that suits them. So acute rotations are not the only option anymore, and it's really, really exciting place, a really good place to be. And that's what I tell tutors, and that's what I tell clinicians that be worried about it. I say, actually open the door for our students. They're going to be the ones coming in and forging these pathways. We're where we are, we're coming to the middle point of our career, or we're starting these roles, but actually these guys are going to be the ones that are going to be seeing them through further, aren't they? So we want to start them off young.